let's talk about what happens if you are injured in a municipal hospital within the 5 boroughs of New York City. And by the way, those municipal hospitals are owned and operated by an organization, an entity known as New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation, otherwise known as NYC HHC. So, anybody know how much time you have to file a notice of claim with that municipality? Shout it out, don't be shy. I said don't be shy.
90 days.
Yes, sir. You have 90 days in which to file a notice of claim. And then you have only 1 year and 90 days from the date of the wrongdoing in which to file a lawsuit. Very, very different. And if any of you have been following the news within the past couple of weeks, you will know that there's a big change underway to try and change that time limit because of something known as a woman named Laverne who died and was not able to timely file a lawsuit. So as of right now, that date has not changed, but it's underway. There's a lot of pressure to change it. So let's talk about what happens if a family member dies in a private hospital. How much time does the family have in which to file a lawsuit? Anybody? The answer is 2 years from the date of death, if the person dies in a private hospital or as a result of a private doctor. Okay, so now let's transition into the municipal hospital. What if they die at Jacobi Hospital, at Bellevue Hospital, Elmhurst Hospital, Queens General, Kings County? How much time does the family have to file a notice of claim? The answer is 90 days. And how much time do they have to file a lawsuit? 1 year and 90 days from the date of death. So they do not get the benefit of the 2 years. And this is critical to understand. And again, we're talking just about an adult. Now, what happens though? You're chatting up someone at Starbucks. You see a woman with a stroller. You see the baby, beautiful baby, and you strike up a conversation. You learn by talking to this woman that she had some difficulty at the time of birth. And as a result of this difficult delivery, her child is now left with an injury to his arm and shoulder, and she tells you it's a condition known as Erb's palsy, which is a significant nerve injury that inhibits and limits the baby's use of his arm. And now you're listening to this story, and you learn that this happened at a private hospital here in New York City. And as you're talking to her, you're wondering, okay, it's not an adult, it's a baby, so I know 2.5 years doesn't apply. So how much time does this mother have in which to file a lawsuit against a private hospital in New York for an injury that occurred during the time of birth? Anyone want to take a guess? Any guess would be fine. No guesses? Going once? Twice? The answer is 10 years. The mother has 10 years from the date of birth in which to file a lawsuit on behalf of the baby. Okay, let's say you are at a conference and you're talking to a colleague of yours and they tell you that they just recently gave birth, but you learned from the mother that the baby was diagnosed with a condition known as cerebral palsy. And she tells you tragically that this baby is brain impaired, brain damaged. And now this child is going to lead a life of disability. And she tells you that there were complications during the course of delivery. But this happened in Bellevue Hospital. And now you look at the date on your watch, and now you begin thinking, how much time do they have in which to file suit? Anyone want to take a guess? Nope? No takers? Okay. They have 90 days from the date of the wrongdoing in which to file a notice of claim. And then they have 1 year and 90 days in which to file a lawsuit. Wildly different. So now, let's take this other hypothetical example. What happens now if this mother is telling you this story and it's beyond the initial 3-month period that they have to file a notice of claim? Is there some way that this mother can still file a claim in a timely fashion, let's say 6 months after her baby was born? The answer is yes, but there's an entire process involved with asking a court to give permission to file a late claim. And if you try and file a lawsuit without getting permission from the court, you will be dismissed and you will have wasted your time, energy, and tremendous amounts of resources prosecuting something that never should have been brought. So you must always get permission. Now, is it easy to get permission? The answer is maybe yes, maybe no. It's long, it's involved, and it's difficult because here's what has to happen. We have to get all of the medical records. We then have to have a medical expert review and confirm that we have a valid basis for a case. We then have to ask the court for permission and explain why this mother was late in filing a notice of claim. We also have to identify whether or not the doctors and the staff involved are still likely employed at the hospital. Does the hospital still maintain the records? If they don't, it's going to be very challenging to try and get the judge to give us permission to go ahead and file a late claim. So it's a difficult procedure, step by step has to go through in order to get permission. Once we get permission, again, we still have to file suit within the appropriate time period. Just because you get permission to file a late notice of claim doesn't mean it's going to extend the time in which you have to file a lawsuit.